Come join the Geek Drums Nation. Almost forgot I needed my mic. What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will be talking about the penultimate episode of The Flash, Season 9, Episode 12, A New World. Now, before we get started, if you are new here, please like this video, subscribe to my channel so you never miss another video. It is greatly appreciated. But this episode is a mixed bag for me and for others. Did I hate the episode outright? Of course not. This episode was not all bad, but it had elements that I did not care for. And well, you can guess. Let's just start off with the bad. Now, for me, anything with Cecile, anything with Team Flash, primarily future Team Flash. I understand that this may have been around the time, that Grant was sick with COVID or whatever. They could have focused on Nora in the future the entire time with Eddie. I would have been cool. I don't care about future Team Flash. I don't care that Chester and Allegra got married. I don't care that 2049 people look younger than the people that are actually born later than them. Like, everybody looked younger than Nora. Now, I will say the makeup on Allegra did make her look older, but she looked older than Chuck. I don't care for that. Why is Cecile looking like she drank from the fountain of youth? And the fact that she actually commented on that when she inhabited her own body, well, I rolled my eyes at that. But I'm just saying, guys, that wasn't good to me. I didn't really care about these characters. Like, if this was Cisco, Caitlin, Julian Albert, even Ralph, maybe I'd care more, but I don't care about these characters, these Team Flash characters, because they're shoved down our throats. This is the final four. We should be focusing on Barry, Iris, Eddie, the negative Speed Force, understanding what's going on more and more and more. And I just feel like we are not. Now, I have my notes over here. Screw my notes. I'm just going off the cuff. The stuff with Eddie and Barry, it was great. I loved it. The stuff with Eddie and Nora, and then Eddie and, Cobalt Nora was great. The stuff with Cobalt Nora and Barry, the fight scene was mwah. The fight scene was amazing. Now, some people may have been annoyed that it was another speedster fight, or that it was another instance of Nora becoming evil and fighting her father. The fight scenes the entire season between speedsters, just in general, the fight scenes, they have been great. Red Death and Barry, Barry and Kid Flash, and now Barry versus Nora. It looks great, and I know we're going to have some amazing fight sequences in the finale. That was great. The CGI looked great. What they were doing looked great. Like, come on, y'all can't deny that fact. Nora used a lightning whip and threw Barry through an entire building. Like, I felt that. But then you have to go and ruin that epic fight by having Cecile, who is now calling herself Virtue in the future. How she knows that, and she's the present day one in that body, I have no effing clue. I don't know how she would know that. Eric Wallace, you got to explain that, because at this point you're just jumping the gun and expecting us to know that. Like, how are we, the audience, supposed to know how she knows that? Hell, how does she know that? Just tell us. How does she know that that's her superhero name in the future? Or did Cecile just name herself that and expect that her body will remember that she said that? I don't know. Maybe I'm digging too much into that. I have no clue. That confused me. But then you have her do the whole Doctor Strange thing that was literally just a mirrored version of what Strange did to Spider-Man, just to get the cobalt blue negative energy out of Nora. Cool. That worked. Crystal still got away. You would think that they would try to figure out a way to contain it before it vanishes. This is like the third or fourth time that's happened. I'm sure they know that, that's what happens, But cool. We got that out the way. It's just weird that Iris looked older than everybody in the future. Also, why was Iris trying to read something in the dark? Like, turn on some lights. Now, that's a nitpick, but I thought that was hilarious. Turn on some lights, Iris. You're older. Your eyes may not be that good anymore. I thought that was hilarious, though. Like, she's just sitting there reading something in the dark. I thought that was hilarious. Now, with Eddie, we pick up the episode, back from where we left off. He's in the cemetery still. Corber's like, maybe you're a clone or something. I'm like, Corber, shut up. That's clearly Eddie. Just shut up. You're trying to rationalize and make sense out of something in a city, in a world where things just do not make sense anymore. Like, come on. You're the chief of police. You're the captain, whatever you are. Come on. Like, think logically in an illogical world. Like, that's what you have to do, right? Honestly, that's really what you have to do. So she's trying to figure that out. All of a sudden, Eddie's like, I gotta go find the Flash, yada yada yada. A breach opens, sucks Corber up. She gets sucked up. Everybody's getting sucked up into these. Everybody's getting sucked into these breaches lately. That's how Eddie died, quote unquote. Corber's dead. I'm maybe when they fix this, future Corber won't be dead, or maybe she stays dead. They have to explain that. Because that would suck for her to be, rise to the ranks just to die because of Eddie. Yeah, it sucks. So he does that. He goes to the Flash Museum. We find out that the Flash Museum is on top of the cortex of Star Labs. Now, Chester taking credit for this, them making us think that it was, Chester's idea. That's dumb to me because H.R. Wells did this a long time ago. He came up with the idea for the Flash Museum. Give H.R. Wells his due. My only gripe. Give him his due. So, it's underneath. Now, if anybody could just randomly walk through the wrong door, but we'll leave that alone. Maybe that hasn't happened yet. Maybe they have security protocols in place. False walls, false doors. We've seen it done before. We've seen it done. But so we see Eddie wandering through, and then he walks up to the Reverse Flash exhibit. He sees the exhibit, and he sees that it said Reverse Flash came back time and time again. He's like, that can't be true. I gave up my life. He should be dead, yada, yada, yada. Turns around. Negative Speed Force is showing him a version of Nora that would have been his daughter. It's just Jessica with a horrible blonde wig, kind of looking like Justin Bieber. Just a horrible blonde wig. I don't know how the Negative Speed Force wanted Eddie to think that him and Iris would have had their own version of Nora. Why wouldn't they just have their own kid? Why would it be a kid that looks like Nora when Barry's genes and Iris's genes mixed together to make a kid that looks like Nora? Like, honestly, that doesn't make sense. That's not how genetics work. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. That should be in the hate pile. I did not like that. That didn't make sense. But I guess some alarm goes off because another singularity event opens up. Nora goes up, saves Eddie, recognizes him. They run tests. She tells him everything that's going on, He recognizes her from the time that her and Bart ran back in time and were the interns in CCPD. She explains everything that's happening. And he starts saying, so basically, I sacrificed my life for nothing, yada, yada, yada. The whole spiel that we knew he was going to have. Rightfully so, because, well, what else would you do if you just came back to life and found out that you basically killed yourself for nothing? That must suck. Yeah, that must really, really suck. So, Nora goes to record what's really rich is... Well, I can't skip this part. What's really rich is Cecile's like, he doesn't think he's aged a day. Well, neither do any of you. So shut up. Like, Eric, why are you allowing the writers team to put this in there if you know we're gonna nitpick it? Like, come on. That was just a dumb line. That was a dumb line. That was really, really dumb. Like, it was no need for that to be in there. Let's be completely honest. No reason for them to even say that. But anywho, Nora goes to record a message for Barry, who is out in space, off-world, on the Watchtower. The message will get there by the time in about 12 hours when the Watchtower is like not on the dark side of the moon anymore. It glitches out. She turns around. She sees the crystal. She picks the crystal up. I'm just not gonna be picking up anything suspicious like that. That's just me though. Like I'm gonna put on some gloves, use some tongs. They're all supposed to be smart, right? Like stop picking it up. But it possesses her. She decides to go to Eddie, and this was great. Jessica Parker Kennedy playing a conniving, manipulative version of her, chill Balt Nora, Cobalt Nora, whatever. Not chill Balt. Why would it be chill Balt? Cobalt Nora, that was nice. She can play bad. I know she can play bad because, well, she played a villain on Smallville, so she has that down pat. That worked really, really well. I enjoyed seeing those scenes together, even when she used it against Barry, when Barry just poofed out of nowhere in Eddie's lab in Mercury Labs. When he just poofed out of nowhere, she shocked him in the back. That's when he realized what was going on. I'm skipping ahead. Then we get the reunion between Eddie and Barry. Like I said at the beginning, that was great. I enjoyed every single minute of it. Barry putting two and two together about what's really going on. Joe's house being flooded with negative tachyons, why it's making things appear as things that it's not. Like Eddie having a plaque that says Malcolm Gilmore, but it's really Joe's police plaque and his license and everything else, which makes sense because I was wondering how long did he live there. He didn't live there long because the negative speed force literally just resurrected him and put him there and implanted those false memories in his head. Cool. They made that make sense. Now, my only thing is he's fighting against this, like mentally. He's mentally fighting against this. Barry's trying to coach him in the right direction. We already know what direction he's going to go in. How are they going to redeem Eddie? How does Barry plan on redeeming Eddie and keeping him alive? I think it's really impossible to keep Eddie alive and keep him living in, 2049, knowing no matter what happens, Eddie will always have these thoughts in the back of his mind. Like, you had the life that I was supposed to live. And the stuff that Eddie was saying, you could tell it was getting to Barry. Like, you could really tell that it was getting to Barry. It was eating him up that Eddie thought this way. And he was saying, like, it's just the native speed force poisoning your mind. It could have been. It could have been a little bit of both. But, I mean, if you just came back to life and just found out that what you did to kill yourself did not help in the slightest bit, like the things that Eobard Thawne told you about you that you didn't really matter, that it kind of did come to pass, I would be feeling the same way. I don't know, guys. This is a storyline that was always gonna be kind of heavy, but I love the Eddie Thawne stuff. Like Rick Cosnick, he carried this episode. Like he killed it. Like I said last week, Rick Cosnick can play crazy, conflicted, and evil, and we're getting to the evil. Oh, I've seen the promo for the series finale. We're getting to the evil. I just want to know, how are they going to redeem him? So, like I said, we have an amazing XS and Flash fight. She calls him out. He comes. She's saying that Eddie is making the right choice. Little does he know, Eddie went to go see his wife, broke into the apartment where she was reading in the dark. I don't know why he thought that would be a good idea. She's a married woman, bro. Like, she's been moved on. Remember, you died in 2015, bro. This is 2049. He sees the picture change again, and then he just has it in, we can have everything that we need together. No, bro, that ship has sailed. It's come and gone. Let it go. When Iris denies him and basically tells him the entire time she knew it was going to be her and Barry, which was, Iris, you definitely put Cuz in his place. When she told him that it was always going to be Barry, he didn't like that and basically gave her like, you're going to be sorry. He accepts the crystal. He goes for it. We officially have Cobalt Blue. They're going to be plucking past speedster villains from the points before their death, except for Godspeed, because Godspeed did not die. Godspeed is in prison. Now, from the photo that we got, Godspeed's looking pretty ripped. He looks bigger. I don't have a problem with Godspeed. I don't have a problem with Godspeed at all now. Well, I'm lying. I still have a problem with Godspeed. But let's just see how Godspeed works. Let's see how they all, Godspeed, Zoom, Savitar. We've never seen them interact with each other. And I'm really looking forward to that. Just seeing how they act. because they're all maniacal speedsters. They all have their own plans for world domination and how they want to take over the world. You know, two of them being nuts from the future, one of them being a nut from another Earth or another timeline on Earth Prime, I don't know, and one of them just being a displaced time variant who's also a nut. You know, they're all nuts together. So when these five nuts get together with a bigger nut that is literally Eddie Thawne, I don't know how Barry's going to come out on top of this, but dog, you're dealing with mentally unstable people, powerful mentally unstable people. One who can literally punch open breaches with his demon claws, one who can make clones of himself, and one who just has a hard on for killing you for embarrassing him. Oh, and another one who's mad that your friends and family told him to get lost because he wanted to be the real version of the Flash. You know, man, Eddie, the negative Speed Force knows how to pick him, don't they? Knows how to pick him. But I am excited to see all four of these baddies back. The series finale is upon us. The final run is literally next week. If you did not know, Grant Gustin has confirmed via an interview with Entertainment Weekly that he is the reason why the show is ending. He decided that it was time. And honestly, from the way that Eric Wallace is running things, it was time. But guys, I would have to give this episode like a solid 7 just for the non-Team Flash stuff. You know, the Eddie Thawne, Nora, Barry stuff when it did happen. You know, Future Iris stuff when it did happen. Yeah, I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10 just to be nice. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Maybe even like a 6.5 in that area. Didn't hate it, didn't love it, but it wasn't the worst episode of the season for me. This is my opinion. It wasn't the worst for me. You know me. I will nitpick the hell out of a Flash episode in a hot second. I actually might do a video about that. And yes, this video is a little bit long, but I don't apologize for that. I had a lot to say. Now, like I said, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit that like button. Let me know down below what you thought about this episode, and let me know your feelings on the series coming to an end next week. As a whole, we finally made it to the end, guys. This has been an amazing journey. I'll catch you guys later. I'm in a good mood. Catch you guys later.